Good morning, folks. This is Pastor Lewis M. Floyd Jr. back with you today with another topic that's been around for ages, and it's been a topic since in a lot of places prayer has been put a stop to in most public schools. Now, I was once asked about how do I feel about, prayer in school, and how do I feel about pledging the flag? Well, the one issue I want to deal with here is not pledging the flag. Mine is about school chores and whether a person should have the right to pray in school. Well, my particular belief is that both yes and no. Okay. I think every student should have a fundamental right to pray in school according to their faith and according to how their parents raised them. Well, as far as me and my wife are concerned, we never really had this problem. We had the prayer problem once about pledging the flag in school, but other than that, we've never had a problem with prayer in school because we homeschooled our kids. We never had our kids in public school in order for them to have to face this issue. But my issue is this. Should a student be forced to pray whether they want to or not? No, a child should never have to be forced to bow their head in prayer. If a child wants to pray to whatever God or whatever religious beliefs they have, they should have that choice. So that's what I mean by twofold. A child should never be coerced or told to pray to a God they don't believe in. And here's for an example. Let's just say the school principal happens to be also a imam to their local mosque. Okay, I don't have no problem with that principal praying to Allah. He could pray to Allah to students in that school that are all Muslim and want to get together and pray to Allah. I have no problem with that. They're saying their prayers, and that's their fundamental right to pray to their God however they want to. My problem is when that principal gets up and tells everybody to bow their heads for a moment of silence, or bow their heads and pray while he praying to his God, and so on and so forth. The preacher may be a Hindu. Got no problem with the Hindu gods. I have no problem with the teacher praying to Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the Hindu Trinity. I got no problem with that. But on the same hand, me being Jewish, Messianic Jewish, and a follower of Jesus Christ, I also got a problem with my children praying and bowing their head to any other Jesus Christ other than the Jews. For an example, let's just say hypothetically, if the school principal or school administrator gets over the intercom or at a basketball game or a football game, ask all the children to bow their heads and they pray to their Jesus Christ, then I have a problem with that because everybody does not worship the same Jesus Christ. If a child at a lunchroom wants to say grace to his God or her God, that's no problem. All like-minded students that believe in the same Jesus Christ, I encourage them to pray to their God. But if it's a Messianic Jew that believes in the Jesus Christ of the Jews, then I highly recommend that student refrain from praying to the Jesus Christ of the religion that calls itself Christianity. For an example, let's just say the teacher happens to be a Methodist or a Baptist. they pray to Jesus Christ. Do I have a problem with that? Yes, I have a problem with someone forcing that Jesus Christ on students that are Jewish. Okay? Jewish do not believe in the God of the religion that calls itself Christianity. It's not the Jesus Christ us Jews have been taught. And so I have a problem with someone asking students of the Messianic faith to bow their heads, because it's not the same God. It's not the same Jesus. But other than that, if you want to pray to a Jesus Christ, I have no problem with that. I just have a problem with forced prayer, asking somebody to bow their head when everybody does not recognize the same God or the same Jesus Christ. If people want to get around a flagpole, that's wonderful. I have no problem with it. They can pray. As they pull up the flag, they want to pray and worship the flag as it's flying in the morning time, and gather around that thing and say prayers to the flag. I have no problem with that. If they want to worship that flag, I have no problem with that. They want to get together on Friday nights during the fall and worship the football or worship the basketball. I got no problem with that. But I do have a problem with forced prayer. Having prayer be forced upon somebody, asking somebody to bow their head when the person saying the prayer is praying to his God, and want other people of other faith bow their heads and pray to their God too. That's my problem. Okay, folks, well, I hope I have not offended anyone. I'm sure somebody listening to this is going to get offended, because anytime truth is told, somebody will be offended. This is not made with any malice toward you. I think you have the right to religious belief, whatever they may be. Whether that religious belief is praying to a piece of cloth flying in the wind, whether that prayer is toward a basketball, a football, even a player of that religion. You can pray to a basketball player. You can pray to a rock star. You can pray to a race car driver like at NASCAR, one of the NASCAR drivers. You can pray to any one of these idols you want to. Only thing I ask is, don't throw your idolatry, don't throw your religious beliefs on me, and do not ask me to bow my head and pray to your God. Until the next time, this is Pastor Louis M. Floyd Jr. saying God bless, enjoy the journey, and shalom.